My boss fired me to save money, but the next call he made sounded like pure panic. My boss fired me for being too expensive after 18 years leading the engineering team. He slid a paper across the table and said, "We can get 3 junior engineers for your salary." He smirked like I was supposed to beg. I didn't. I said, "Okay," and he finished with, "Nothing personal, just cost cutting." As I stood up, he added, "Hand over your notes and admin lists." I said, "Everything's in the run books," and walked out. On the way to the elevator, my phone buzzed. "Your account has been deactivated." Walter didn't even wait for me to leave the building. That's when I knew he wasn't just cutting costs. He was trying to cut me out. I sat in my car, opened the compliance case system, and checked the file I'd been building for years. It was still there. I emailed the case ID to the compliance hotline with one line, "Please preserve logs." 5 minutes later, an auto reply hit my inbox. "We received your message." That was the first time all morning I felt even a little steady. Then I drove home. My name's Alan, and at Metropolitan Trust Bank, I wasn't just an engineer. I ran cybersecurity. Every login and permission change leaves a trail, and my job was to spot trails that didn't fit. Walter Kellerman became my boss 8 years ago after coming over from lending. He talked big, acted untouchable, and treated tech like a cost center he could bully. In his first month, I noticed something small. A customer account that hadn't been touched in years had a tiny transfer out, $20. Then another dormant account lost $50. No alarms went off because the amounts were small, but the access logs pointed to Walter's credentials. I checked more accounts for months, and the same steps kept repeating. I tried to raise the dormant account policy once in a meeting, and Walter cut me off with, "Stop looking for problems." After that, I stopped asking and started documenting. I saved access logs in our compliance system. I attached ticket histories and audit trails. I wrote plain notes with dates, account IDs, and exact amounts. Over 8 years, those little transfers added up to $847,000. Walter also got careless. He left screens unlocked. He bragged in emails about extra money and weekend trips to someone who wasn't his wife. He signed budgets like he owned the place. So when he fired me, I didn't worry about my title. I worried he'd start cleaning up once I was gone, and my proof would vanish with a few clicks. The next morning, I was home making coffee when my phone rang from an unknown number. A woman said, "Is this Alan?" "This is Elizabeth Kellerman." My stomach dropped. "Walter's wife?" I asked. She sounded exhausted. "Yes, I'm filing for divorce. My lawyer says Walter's hiding assets and buying things in cash. He keeps saying I'm imagining it. You worked under him. Have you seen anything off?" I said, "Meet me somewhere public." We met at a coffee shop downtown. Elizabeth slid a folder toward me with receipts and hotel charges from weekends he claimed were work trips. "He says I'm paranoid," she whispered, "but the numbers don't add up." I pulled a small encrypted drive from my bag and set it on the table. "This is evidence from work systems," I said. "Logs, approvals, timestamps. It shows money moving out of dormant accounts under Walter's access." Her eyes went wide. "Are you trying to destroy him?" she asked, like she was scared of the answer. I said, "I'm giving you facts. What happens next is law and paperwork." She looked down at the drive. "Why are you helping me?" I kept my voice flat. "Yesterday, he told me it was nothing personal, just cost cutting." I tapped the drive once. "This isn't personal either. It's just facts." She swallowed hard. "What do I do now?" I said, "Give it to your divorce lawyer and to investigators. Don't warn him. Don't give him time to move money again." She nodded fast, tucked the drive into her folder, and stood up like she couldn't sit there another second. "Okay," she said. "Thank you." Later that day, a couple of bank numbers called me back to back, and one junior engineer texted, "Walter says you took documentation." I didn't reply. 2 days later, my phone rang at 6 in the morning, and it was Walter. I answered while making pancakes. He didn't even say hello. "Alan, what did you do?" he hissed. I heard voices behind him and a door slam. "They're in my office. They took my laptop. My accounts are frozen. Elizabeth's lawyer is demanding records going back years." I said, "That sounds serious." He snapped, "Meet me. I'll fix this. I'll put you back. I'll give you a raise. Just tell them it was a mistake." I said, "You told me you could get 3 juniors for my salary." His voice cracked. "Please." I took a breath and gave him his own line. "Nothing personal, Walter. Just cost cutting." He started to say my name again, but I ended the call and set my phone face down. Now people are blaming me for handing her the drive. Was I wrong?